Hey there, this is my second journal entry of Integrated English Language 7 and it is the last one. So let's start. The first element that I would like to share with you is my views and thoughts of professionalism and ethics and also morality. So I would like to go straight to the idea of teaching and ethics. One of the elements actually that called my attention the most when I read is this idea of manner of teaching, that is to say, how we relate to our students and all the decisions that we make when we are teaching. Um, and it's pretty interesting because this area it has not been like well studied, as one of the texts suggests. And it's interesting because actually we have this we are thirsty for this idea of theoretical background, and we need this theory and all of that. And I think that's more related to accountability. This theoretical framework that we have in relation to methodology, for instance, is it's more related to accountability. We have a framework in which we share and we move and we make decisions within that framework, and we think that we are doing things great because actually I do this or I do that, or you do this and you do that, and you have this methodology and your students are speaking, but we are not paying attention to something that for me it's as important as the theory of methodology. Is like the way that we relate, the message that we convey when we are in the classroom teaching, the way that we move, the way that we approach the students. And I think that's an invisible area that we should start paying attention. Now, in a more macro level, the idea of I think it is important for us to start discussing um, moral issues and ethical issues in our profession. It's not with not. I'm not saying this with at aiming to create something and to have like an established ethical framework, and it cannot be questionable. I think it is important to start creating spaces in which we can start questioning what is being taken for granted for, I don't know, 40 years now, and to start reflecting on topics that we are not reflecting. Manner of teaching, sorry, teaching as a moral profession, accountability versus responsibility. How are we educating our students to be account for something or responsible for something? Are you responsible for what you are doing, or you are just accountable for what you are doing? That is to say, are you more proactive or reactive? And I think that's one of the things, one of the elements that one of like the author proposes in this text, bringing professional responsibility back in. We need to start reflecting on these topics. We need to start bringing our responsibility back. We need to start taking in our hands what we should have taken before. And I think this unit has been great in that terms because actually I've created these spaces in my school that I'm doing my internship. So I really appreciate this unit, since now I have a more theoretical background in terms of ethics and morality, and what is ethics, or what might be ethics and what might be morality. Now, as to language structures, I think this unit we have been working a lot with conditionals, third conditional, and it's difficult for me. It's tough, and I have to practice more. And what I've done is that every day I create a new sentence using one or two sentences using this conditional. In terms of how I improve, what have I done in order to improve my language skills? It's the same as I said before, the same as all my experience in university. I'm always studying, I'm always reading things, I'm always watching videos, TED Talks, uh, webinars, cartoons. I try to have a variety of experiences in terms of how do I relate to English. And reading. Now I'm finishing The Hunger Games, Mockingjay actually. I also read the text for the classes. everything. I mean, I try to make my learning process as integrated as much as, yes, as integrated as possible. So I think that's it. Sorry for the 5 minutes, but it's quite impossible to say everything in 4 minutes. So thank you very much. Goodbye.